I've made tens of thousands of dollars selling ebooks, and I want to teach you how to do the same. No, you don't need a bunch of money. You don't need to be super smart or have a lot of skills or be a super businessy person. I'm going to teach you how to do this from scratch because that's exactly what I did. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to research an ebook so that it actually sells when you put it out, how to create it, how to market your book so that you can get maximum sales, and how to build a legit business that you can scale to $10,000 per month with your ebook. This tutorial is for the people who are at their wits' end and they just need something to get them out of the situation that they're in. I used to be so broke when I started my ebook business. I was working at Netflix at the time. I hated my job because I was in a call center. People were always complaining about something and I'm like, look I don't care. I'm just like the customer service person, dude. Like, I didn't make you forget your password, right? And people will just be cussing me out and I was just like, I literally cannot do this anymore. And so it took me 2 weeks to research everything and to get my book out there and actually start selling it. And then I started making about $100 a day in passive income, like completely new as a beginner. But how do you even know what to create if you are at your wits' end right now? You don't need anything fancy. You don't need to go on like top 10 ebook ideas. All you need to do is look at your own life and see what is going on, right? At that time, all I knew was how to do my hair, right? I wanted to grow long hair and I used all natural products. That's pretty much the only thing I could even think to put in a book at that time. So that's exactly what I did. I made an ebook about how I grew my hair. A lot of people feel like they have to reinvent the wheel, do something totally new. Just like, no, how can you turn your job knowledge and the skills that you use into an ebook that you're then teaching somebody else how to do that? What is a problem that you've solved in your life? Have you lost weight? Have you learned how to gentle parent your kids? Have you learned how to fold laundry a certain way? Have you learned how to dress a certain way? And if you're like, you know what, energy, I don't have none of that stuff. First, I would be like, okay, why are you, 20, 30 years old and you don't have any skills? You haven't learned anything. You haven't done anything. Look, I would look at that first, right? But if you're still like, I haven't done anything, there's nothing that I know how to put in a book or whatever, you're going to have to learn something, right? Teach yourself everything that you can possibly know about it and then put that in an ebook and write about it. Okay, you're gonna have to do that. But the easiest way is to use the knowledge that you already have. Nothing is too small. I guarantee you, people who are less talented, less knowledgeable, less skilled than you have ebooks about things. Look, the way that you make your book a no-brainer to sell is you're gonna do competitor research and you're gonna see what are other people in my niche, so if my niche was hair care, right? What are other people in my niche putting in their books? This is not to copy them. This is to see how you're going to make yours 10 times better, right? So you want to know what they're talking about. What are people saying? Maybe you want to look at their reviews and stuff. And then that is the bare minimum I need to put in my book. Now I need to 5x or 10x the amount of value that is in that book. After you do that research, you're going to put together 1 to 2 sentences that plainly state why your book is the best on the market. This is called the UVP, or the unique value proposition. If you cannot say why somebody should buy your book over somebody else's book, your customer is not going to buy your book over someone else's because your customer is doing a lot of research. They know their competitors. So you better know your competitors and what they offer better than your customers so that you can beat them and you can be the one to get that sale. Create your UVP and then you're ready for the next step. By now, we know what our book is going to be about, our niche. We know how to make it better than our competitors' books. So now we need to really truly understand our audience. This is going to make sure that 1, we create a good product for them, but 2, we know how to create our book and we know how to position it when we're ready to market the book. That's why it's so important to do your audience research. Here are the questions that you're going to answer when you're doing your audience research, and I'll tell you exactly how I did my audience research so that I can earn tens of thousands of dollars from my ebook. You're going to want to figure out who is your audience, all right? What do they do for work? What are their pain points? What is making them upset, right? Why are they having this problem? What things have they tried before in order to solve their problem that didn't work? What did work? What motivates them? What drives them? What other content creators are they watching and learning from? Why is this problem so pressing for them? Like, why is it that they need to buy this now? The reason it's important to really deeply understand your audience is because when you put together a product, you want to make sure that it hits, okay? You want to make sure that when somebody looks at your product, they're like, dude, this was written just for me. This whole process of thinking of your idea, doing your audience research, and doing your competitor analysis, this should only take maybe 2 days max, all right? Because you can do this in a few hours. Like, don't make it hard on yourself. I know a lot of you guys are just like thinking about it and like, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a week to do the research. I'm going to take a week to do the audience research. I'm going to take a week to think of my niche. What the hell? Like, are you ready to make money or not? You know, when I was like done working at Netflix, I was done taking those customer calls. I was literally like, I cannot answer another phone call. So I didn't give myself 3-4 weeks to make it happen. I was like, girl, you have about 1 week to get this book out and I'm just gonna quit, right? That was me. So don't take a long time to do this, right? Now that you've done your competitor research, you've done your audience research, you're really ready to create the book, all right? This is like a fast process. That's why I like it, because it's a way that you could just get that product out and start making money, right? In order to create your book, you don't need to be this great designer. You're gonna use pre-made templates for your ebook. You can go on canva.com and just type in ebook, and they have some ebook templates that you can use. What I did was I went on Etsy.com and I typed in ebook template Canva. There's a lot of templates that people made that I think are better than the ones that are inbuilt into Canva. So you can go ahead and customize that. It's really drag and drop. You don't have to be a designer. They designed it. All you need to do is put your own words in it, right? Or you can get a Creative Fabrica subscription, which is something that I have because Creative Fabrica is like just the go-to for resources and stuff that you need. Just type in ebook template and there's a bunch of free templates that you can download with your Creative Fabrica subscription. Import that template into Canva, and then you're ready to start inputting the information of your ebook. You don't have to be a designer and you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. This is like a 10-minute thing that you search, you find an ebook template that's good enough, and you put it in Canva and you get to work. Now you're ready to actually start writing the ebook. This whole process shouldn't take you more than 2-3 days before you're like actually at that point where you need to start writing your content. Now, don't worry if you're not a writer, because you don't need to be. Writing is one of my least favorite things, and I still sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of ebooks. What you're gonna do is on Google Docs or whatever, the note app, whatever you use, just write down a general outline of what you think that you might want to talk about. So I was talking about hair growth, right? And so I was like, okay, this is how I shampoo my hair. I think I could talk about how to condition it. I could talk about, how to make different recipes. I can talk about where to get stuff, right? I was just writing down like a brain dump of a bunch of things that I possibly could talk about. I didn't have ChatGPT back then, but if I were to do it today in 2024, I would use ChatGPT. I would say, ChatGPT, I'm thinking of writing the ebook. These are my general thoughts. Can you put together an outline for my ebook and add any information that you think that I'm missing? ChatGPT does an amazing job at this. So you're not letting it do all the work. You're already putting your own brain dump, and ChatGPT is just going to improve on that general outline. If you need more ideas for your brain dump, I like to use a website called Answer the Public. You can put in your keyword. So maybe your keyword is hair growth, and then Answer the Public will give you a bunch of questions that people are searching online. So these could be things that you answer in your book. I also like to just scroll on social media like TikTok and YouTube in my niche. So maybe that's hair growth. I'm going to see what are people already talking about, what is getting like the most views, the most traction, what are people saying in the comment section, because a lot of times these people who are putting out products and making content and stuff, guys, like they're just doing the bare minimum. You know what I mean? And so people in the comment sections will be like, oh, can you explain this? Can you talk more about this? I still don't understand this. And a lot of creators, they don't even respond to the comments, right? So you could be the one who'd be like, okay, girl, I got you. These are the things that people keep saying that they want to know. Nobody else is talking about it, right? So I'm going to put that into my ebook. Do your brain dump. put that into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to give you an outline. You can expand on that outline and put, your own thoughts stuff like that. And then you can put that back into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, this is the outline of my book. Can you create a detailed outline and improve on this any way possible? Now ChatGPT is going to give you an even more optimized ebook outline. So when you're actually ready to write it, a lot of the work is done, like a lot of that brain work. All you need to do is put in your specialized knowledge, right? ChatGPT is not going to write the entire book for you. And if you're watching videos of people saying, oh yeah, just go in ChatGPT and ChatGPT is going to write the ebook, it's not going to do that, right? I mean, it will write a book, right? But it's not going to be anything that you can sell. You need to put your own knowledge in it. That's what people are paying you for. It's just that ChatGPT is going to help you get past the writer's block so that you don't have any excuses not to actually write the book, right? And you can even, when you get the outline and you start writing the book, you can just write it as a brain dump. Or what I like to do is I like to take my phone and I like to talk like this, as if I'm talking to a friend. I just talk into my voice notes and I'm just like, okay, this is a thing that I think about talking about. When I wash my hair, I actually do this and I do that, and then I do this and I do that, and I do like a whole stream of consciousness into my phone, and then I'll put that into some kind of app to transcribe it into a full page document. I say, ChatGPT, write this properly as a book format. So it turns my stream of consciousness into an actual book. You guys can do that too, right? Just talk as if you're talking to your friend or something. How long should your ebook be? People always ask me about this. Well, my ebook was only 30 pages, okay? And it had pictures, right? Wasn't that long. It could be as long or as short as you need it to be. So you don't need to make a novel where they put a bunch of fluff in it just to say that it's 200 pages. If it's only 20 pages, it's only 20 pages. If it's only 15, it's only 15. Mine was 30. But just, yeah, whatever you want to do, you can do that. By this time, should be around like week 1, probably 7 days is enough time. You should have your ebook ready. This isn't something that's going to take a long time. So now it's about choosing the right platform to put your book and marketing that. When I started to sell my book, I didn't want to create a website. I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted my book out there. So I posted it on Etsy. Would I suggest Etsy now? Not really, because Etsy shut down my shop after $20,000 worth of sales. So if you're looking for an alternative to Etsy, I would honestly suggest hosting it on your own website. It doesn't have to take a long time to set up a website, like just do a simple 1-page website. There's plenty of platforms now that allow you to post your ebook in order to sell it. So they have Gumroad, there's also Stan Store. These are great because you can just get it out there. You don't have to build a website, anything like that. But a lot of those websites do take their own fees. So it could be 20%, 15%, which does add up over time, But it's an easy and quick way to get your ebook out there. If you're just like, what platform do I use? Okay, just use Gumroad, just use Stan Store. Whatever platform you use to host your ebook, just make sure that when you're actually writing the description, the sales page, that it hits on your customers' pain points. This is how you're going to optimize your sales page to actually sell books. These are the 3 things that you need to remember. PAS, pain, agitate, solution. Let me explain to you what that means. You're going to hit on a pain point, and because you already did your audience research, you should know what those pain points are, right? What do they hate about their problem that they're looking for a solution for? So maybe it's, you haven't been growing your hair, you hate it because you look like a bald-headed scallywag, and you want to look cute when you look in the mirror, but you only have 2 scoops of hair, right? Maybe that's their pain. And then if I want to agitate that, that means I'm going to really, really drive in home their pain and be like, do you want to go another day with only 1 hair over here and 1 hair over here? Or are you ready to have long, luscious locks, honey? Right? That's agitating it. That's really driving it. And you don't have to be mean, right? Just really make them know that this is actually like a pain point. This is actually, you know what? I can't go another day like this, right? And then you're going to offer the solution. I was in that exact same position, which is why I know your pain. And I put together all the things that I did, all the changes that I made in my hair regimen to get from completely bald to now having a luscious head of hair, right? That is presenting the solution. This is a copywriting technique that I used when I was a copywriter for big businesses, and it works. Trust me, people want a solution to their problem and they are willing to pay big money. So whatever platform you use, just make sure pain, agitate, solution. Now, how are you going to price your book now that you finally have it out? I don't want you to make the mistake that I made when I was putting my book out there. I priced it too cheap. I started pricing it at $5. So I was getting a lot of sales, but it's like, the amount of sales that I was getting, I was only making maybe $50 or $60. I could have priced that higher and then be making 2-3 times, but I was just too nervous. I didn't know, are people willing to pay that? So I priced it at $5, then I crept it up to $7, then $8, then $10. Finally, I landed on around $20. Now, the way that you price your book really depends on your goals. So if you want to make $2,000 a month, maybe you need to price it at $20. Maybe you need to price it at $25. I've seen ebooks that are priced as high as $99. So you can really do what works best for your goals. Now, if you want to have an ebook that is priced at $50, that is priced at $90, what you need to do is not be like, oh, I can't really sell it for that. Like, people are not going to buy it for that. Like, stop with the limiting beliefs, dude. You have money to make. You have a job to quit. You have dreams to, achieve. Stop it with the limiting beliefs. All you need to do is increase the amount of value that you're giving. So if you can put so much value and so much help into that book that people are like, $50, that's a steal for the information that I'm going to get, how much I'm going to change my life. That's a steal, right? All you need to do is just increase your value, don't decrease your prices. Also, make sure don't price it too low, right? Because it's like you're going to be getting sales, but it's like it's going to take you a long time to reach your goals if you're just pricing it at $5 like I did. Don't go lower than $10. I would say $20 to $30 is really a good sweet spot for beginners. I was able to start at $5, but then eventually increase to up to $40. How did I do that? Well, I took advantage of bundles. And if you really want to make those sales and reach those $10,000 months, which was my goal, then what you're gonna have to do is create bundle offers. These are other products that you create that is a companion to your ebook that people are like, oh, while I'm on the website, I should also get that product. So I had a hair care ebook that was just giving information. And then I had another product that was a hair care recipe book, all about recipes. And then I had another product that was like a hair journey tracker with like little worksheets to where they can track their progress and all that stuff. All that combined came to $40. So I was able to increase my average cart value, which is just, the amount that people are buying in one order, to $40. So all I needed was to make 2-3 sales a day, and that's $80 or that's $120. Once you really know your customer and you've done your research, then you can create those companion products that people are going to buy. I always suggest worksheets or videos or whatever, or another ebook in order to tack on there. The most important thing about your ebook business after you've done all those steps is actually marketing it so people want to buy it. What I did was I had a YouTube channel. Now I know you guys are like, oh, Energy, you had a YouTube channel. You already had an audience and you sold your books. Look, relax, okay? I had like 1,000 followers. I didn't even have a lot of subscribers, right? I started this 3 months after I was a YouTuber. Then I was making hair care YouTube videos. And then I decided, I should sell an ebook because I was desperate to quit. I had a few thousand followers. My videos were getting 1,000, 2,000 views. I was not, this big influencer or anything. I did put in the work to build, some sort of an audience. I had about 5 videos out there before I decided to start selling an ebook. Social media is one of the best ways, free ways, that you can actually market your book. If you don't want to do social media, right, you're going to have to look into ads, which means you're going to have to pay money, which means that this is not as beginner friendly. But if you're like, what, I don't care, Energy, I just want to sell this book, you're going to have to hop on social media. The easiest social media to start right now is TikTok, but I would say go wherever your audience is. So if you have an ebook that is about gentle parenting, or maybe, Christian parenting, right? Or maybe parenting, teenagers or teenagers with ADHD, I don't know, whatever, I'm not a parent, right? So I can't really say. Then I would go on something like Pinterest, because Pinterest has so many moms, so many women there that scroll, and they're looking for advice or help or to relate to something. I would create a Pinterest. So you don't need to be on TikTok. You don't need to be on YouTube. You don't need to be on Instagram. If you have an ebook that is about, how to negotiate a higher salary at your job, then maybe you need to be on LinkedIn, right? Because that's where people are, like, they're professionals and stuff. If you have an ebook that is targeted towards big companies, maybe you need to be on LinkedIn, right? So just get to know who your audience is, figure out where they spend the most time, and then be on that platform. Maybe you need to be on Reddit, right? I love Reddit. And so depending on who your audience is going to determine where you need to be. And then what are you going to do when you're on that platform? You are going to post content. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to, but whatever content that you post, it just needs to be something that's going to get eyes, right? Figure out your platform, take a YouTube course on TikTok, on Instagram, on Pinterest, whatever it is. Figure out how to get eyes. You get eyes really by relating to people, by making a piece of content that people are like, oh yeah, I totally relate. Or people are like, oh, I want to learn that, or I want to know that, or I want to know how you did that, right? Get on TikTok, get on YouTube, start talking about your journey. I had a client that I was coaching for YouTube, and she had went through a divorce. Now on her channel, she talks a lot about getting through divorce. And so that's something that you could talk about, your own story, right? So that way it feels totally authentic. If you don't want to show your face, figure out a way that you can do it without showing your face. Because I know a lot of people, if you're selling a product on, I don't know, how you walked your dog, right? Only your dog needs to be on camera. Or if you're selling a product about like graphic design, maybe you're a graphic designer, okay, only your computer needs to be the one that is in the camera. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Get on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, see what other creators are doing in your niche, find some faceless creators, and then start seeing like, okay, how can I create my content similar to that? But if you want to put your face out there, then that's super easy. Look at, nobody cares, right? We see faces all day. I don't want you to be like, oh, I don't look good or I don't sound good. Literally, you are your own worst critic. Nobody cares that much. People just care, do you have the solution to their problem, right? If somebody told you that you won the lottery, all you needed to do was pick it up, would you be complaining that it came in a manila envelope? Would you be complaining if it came in a freaking Cheez-It box? You wouldn't even care. You would just be like, I don't care what the package is. I just want that $1 million inside. So if you have the solution to somebody's problem, they don't care how you look. They don't care if your hair looks a certain way, your makeup looks a certain way, like whatever. They just want the solution that you're bringing. So don't let yourself be the one standing in the way of your success. It has to come to a point where you're like, you know what? My dreams are bigger than my fears. My dreams are bigger than my insecurities. My dreams are bigger than my desire not to show my face online, right? Because I got to get out of this job. That was how it was for me at Netflix. For years, I didn't do YouTube because I thought I was too ugly. I thought I didn't look right. I thought I didn't have the personality. Now, I'm not ugly. Don't get it confused. But, I was saying these things in my head that was holding myself back when in reality, like, I looked just fine, right? And then finally, once I started, getting rid of those insecurities and those fears and stuff like that, and just be like, you know what? I don't care because I don't want to answer another phone call. And I got on YouTube, I popped off, and I was able to start selling $100 a day for my ebook. And that was 4 years ago, right? And so just get on some social media platform that you like, that you feel like you can do it with your face, do it faceless, create content that people are going to come to, people want to click, right? See what your competitors are doing, do something similar. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. Find what works and then do that. Do it for long enough to actually see results. Some of you guys didn't sell or are not going to sell because you're going to give up too easily, and it doesn't even have to be like that. Just keep doing it, right? You don't have to keep asking all these questions and then oh, is this the right niche? Just keep doing it for long enough so people can actually find your content, and then you can pop off. I would also highly suggest building an email list. And this is something I didn't do when I had my hair care ebook that I regret, because Etsy ended up shutting down my platform. Now I don't have any platform to connect with my audience, but if I had an email list, I would have still had a direct communication with my audience. You can create an email list for free, use System.io, and just, collect people's emails, either give them a freebie, or as they're purchasing, have a little thing oh, do you agree to sign up for the newsletter? And then that way, if you release a new product, you don't have to work so hard to get the next sale, because you can sell the same customer something else. Just put a blast to your email list, oh, this is the new product that I have. If you're, struggling with X, Y, and Z problem, this will really help you. And then each time you launch, You already have an audience there, as well as your social media audience. You now know how to build an ebook business and really the basis of building any digital product business. I created a video that is going to help you get to those $10,000 months. It's all about marketing, where I go super in depth about how to market on social media so you can sell that dang book already and quit your job or travel the world, do whatever you want to do. That video is right here. I'll see you there.